Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Simply Carolyn. Today I'm going to be making a buffalo chicken dip, and I'm going to show you my ingredients that I'm going to be using to create this dish today. Let's see here. So let me get myself situated. I always think I have it where I need it, and then when I look, it's not. So what I have today, I'll be using some green onion. I have a whole rotisserie chicken. I have 2 packs of cheese. I have sharp, and I have an Italian style pack of cheese. I'll be using some ranch dressing, some 8-ounce block of cream cheese, some hot sauce. I got some Texas Pete, which is my favorite, and I've heard a lot of people talk about the crystal. I've never tried it, so I'm just going to try it. Have a big bag of tortilla chips, and my seasonings I'm going to use to season my meat is going to be the Everything Spicy by Flavor Gods. Y'all know I love my Flavor Gods. Some garlic powder and some black pepper. So, and I have this bowl. I'm going to be using this big bowl to mix it all up because I have to shred this rotisserie chicken. I got rotisserie chicken from Costco this morning, and they have really good rotisserie chickens. You can tell it's really seasoned, and I'm going to shred it up, and I want to give you a closer look. It's a nice size rotisserie chicken. You can tell it's well seasoned, but I'm going to add a little more of my own seasonings in it. So y'all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and try to get my chicken shredded, and then I'll come back and put everything together. And also I'm going to leave the recipe for this of how much of my ingredients that I use of each one in my description. So y'all stay tuned. Okay y'all, so I am back. I have my chicken shredded. That's what it's looking like. So now I'm going to start adding my ingredients here so I can get it in the oven and get it baking. So on the first portion of my video, I gave you my ingredients and my seasonings. This recipe only calls for garlic powder and black pepper, but y'all know by now that your girl is a spice girl. So I'm going to be using some of my Flavor Gods Everything Spicy, some Accent, one of my go-tos, and this Montreal steak seasoning is not just for steaks, it's definitely really good, and some lemon pepper, my Flavor Gods lemon pepper. And I'm going to be using a teaspoon of each one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and measure those out. Excuse me. Y'all, this weather got my sinuses and my throat doing something extra. But y'all excuse me, please. I'm going to measure out a teaspoon. Actually, I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of the garlic powder. And if you don't like garlic powder, you can use garlic salt. Or if you don't like garlic at all, you can omit it. Anytime you make a recipe, or anytime you use a recipe, just learn to make it your own. There's no right or wrong way of doing things, but if you don't season your food, it won't have no taste. Don't be afraid to season your food. So that's a teaspoon of my Everything Spice Flavor Gods and my Montreal. I have to take the top off of that, y'all. And y'all, that's what it looks like. It has a lot of different seasoning. It is so good. There's a teaspoon of that. Teaspoon of black pepper. Hopefully it don't make me sneeze. Okay. The ones I've used so I don't reuse them. And this is my lemon pepper. Well, actually it's lemon and garlic. A teaspoon of that. And my accent. People say accent salt. Accent is not a salt. It is a flavor enhancer. But call it what you will of me. Who am I to tell you? Okay. So that's all of the seasonings. And I'm just going to mix them up really good. Just kind of stir them around. Get them all well incorporated. Because you don't want to just put seasonings in there and it's all stuck in one little clump. That's not going to be good at all. So take your time. Stir it up. And when it looks like it's all mixed in well, y'all had to move some of my ingredients because my little kitchen space is so small. But I have it right here behind me. So now I'm going to go in. My cream cheese has been sitting out for a few hours and it is actually room temperature. You want to make sure this is soft because it mixes a whole lot better if it's soft. And you're just going to dump that whole block of cream cheese in there. And also, I'm going to go ahead and add in my 1 cup of hot sauce. And I'm a Texas Pete girl. I love Texas Pete. I like hot sauce, but I don't want something that's going to burn my eyebrows off. So now, with these 2 ingredients I have in here, and all I'm doing is just breaking that apart. And I'm just going to keep mixing until I have all of that broken apart, mixed well. Then I'm going to come in with my last 2 ingredients, which is 1 cup of ranch dressing and, well, actually my onions. I'm going to go ahead and put them in. This is 4 stalks of green onion and I've cut them down, and I have the tops for garnishment. So while I'm mixing in everything, I'm going to go ahead and toss these in. Get this all mixed up. Y'all, you can use a food processor to do this shredding, but I just assume do it by hand. I don't like making a mess in the kitchen because when you're done, you got a mess to clean up, which you're going to have to clean up regardless. But I see some people's kitchen, when they get finished cooking, y'all, you want to just take the whole kitchen and throw it away. It's so messy. Got so many dishes in the sink and pots and pans. I don't like that. And I'm not fortunate enough to have a dishwasher. The dishwasher is me. So the less mess I make, the better. And normally, if I'm cooking a big meal or something, what I normally do is have me a sink of water with some bleach in it and some Dawn dish detergent, and go ahead and be washing them up as I go. So that way, when I'm finished, I don't have a whole mess. But this right here that I'm doing, I'm not using a whole lot of pots, whole lot of pans, so it's good. Okay. And y'all, if you still see some chunks of the cream cheese, don't worry about that because it's going to melt in the cooking process when you put it in the oven. You don't have to even worry about that. This is what my mixture is looking like now. So now I'm getting ready to come in with my 1 cup of ranch. That's what I'm getting ready to add into it now. all that in at one time. Bless you. That's my mom sneezing. Take my spatula and make sure I get all of this out of here. Y'all, I live right by a road, so if you hear cars and crazy noises, that's what it is. I live right by a road. Okay. So now that's the ranch. And the ranch is going to help smooth it out some, so it won't be as clumpy. I'm just going to stir. It smells delicious. I don't know how it's going to taste, but it do smell delicious. And I didn't shred my chicken up real fine. You're gonna find a few small chunks, not no big glob of meat, but a little chunky, so that when you dip with your chips, you're gonna be tasting that chicken. And I must say, I don't know what kind of seasoning they use in Costco whenever they season these chickens up, but it has a good flavor to it. That is looking really good. Now y'all heard me say when you make a recipe, make it your own. So here's my twist I'm going to put on it. Now, this recipe does not call for you to add cheese into this mixture, but I think I want to add a little bit. Just tossing it to make sure I got everything mixed up well. And this is what it's looking like. Okay. Now, this is my Italian blend cheese, and this is my sharp. I'm going to add just, and this is supposed to be for the top, but y'all, this is a lot of cheese for the top, so I'm going to add some in my mixture here. And then I'm also going to go ahead and mix the little bit I have left here in this bowl. I'm going to mix it together. That's going to go on the top of my dish along with my green onions. And then we're going to bake this for 30 minutes until it's hot through and through, because remember the chicken is already done. So this is what it's looking like with the cheese in here. I'm just going to give this a good mix. Get it all well combined. Then I'm going to put it in my baking pan. My oven is already preheated to 350. Some of these recipes ask that you set it to higher temperatures, y'all, but I like to cook on 350 because I like for my food to cook slow and not be done on the outside, which, like I said, the chicken in this is done. But when I'm cooking, I don't want my food to be golden brown on the outside and then the inside is raw. That is not appetizing at all. So I usually cook most of what I do in my oven at 350. And if you're a cook and you cook often, then you know the settings of your oven and how it works and the best temperature that it cooks at. So when you have a recipe, you don't have to use those higher temperatures. You really don't, but if you want to, carry on. I just don't do it. Okay, so y'all, now I have it all combined, mixed up very well, and like I said, my oven is already preheated. So now let me grab my pan. Make sure I dry it out. Y'all, I found these little pans with the lids. Let me show you the lid. I found this pan with the lid at the Dollar General. I think this was some of their Christmas inventory that they were trying to get rid of, and it's pretty deep, as you can see. And they had a markdown to, I think it was 50 cents or either 25 cents. So I grabbed a couple of them. I wish I would have grabbed some more because these are good pans. You don't have to be using a whole lot of your dishes or your casserole bowls. So now, y'all ain't gonna be able to see this because of the way I got my bowl. But all I'm doing, y'all, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. They're scooping it out into this pan here so we can get this dip baked and topped with our cheese. And then we're gonna be ready to sit down and eat some chips and buffalo chicken dip. And y'all, this is my first time making this. I got this recipe from another person. Gosh, it smells delicious. I don't know how it's going to taste, but it certainly smells delicious. And all I'm doing is just smoothing it out in my pan. And I can't even imagine how it's going to smell once it really heats up and start bubbling with all that cheese in it. I think we are in for a treat. So I just want to smooth it, make it even. Y'all, I don't know, maybe I'm OCD, but I hate having food around my pan or outside of the actual cooking space. That irritates me. Okay. So now I have that done. And y'all, this is what it's looking like. So I'm gonna go ahead, top it off with my cheese. And I may not even use all of this. We're gonna see. You're going to want that cheesy pull whenever you get ready to eat it. It's like when I do macaroni and cheese, y'all, I love plenty of cheese on my macaroni and cheese. So this is a quick and easy recipe for you Super Bowl lovers. I'm not into sports like that, but this is a quick, easy, and inexpensive appetizer that you can fix. And if you need to make a large amount of it, just double everything. Double the recipe. Yep, I'm going to use all of this cheese because I want every corner to be nice and cheesy. And y'all, I'm going to, like I said, I will link the recipe down below, but I did, add some more spices and seasonings to mine, so you can follow the regular recipe or whatever seasonings you like. If you're used to using them and knowing, how to measure them out and how much you want on there, then by all means use the seasons of your choice. And that looks very good. Now I'm going to garnish the top with just a little black pepper. And normally I would sprinkle some parsley on, but I think this right here will be just as good. Give it an extra flavor. Some of these scallion onions. Okay, y'all, sorry about that, but my camera cut off on me. I don't know, it's the second time it did that today. But this is what it's looking like now, and I'm going to go ahead and get it into the oven. I got my oven set at 350 degrees, and I'm going to bake this about 30 minutes until it's golden brown and bubbly, and then I'm going to put it in the broiler to finish browning it. So y'all stay tuned. Okay, family, so my buffalo chicken dip is ready. I just took it out of the oven, and this is what we're looking like. It turned out really good. So I'd like to thank you all for stopping by, checking me out with making this buffalo chicken dip. And if you like this video, make sure to like, give me a comment if you'd like to do so. Subscribe if you're not already a member of my little family. Come on, I'd love to have you. There's no drama over here. It's just simply Carolyn. So until next time, I thank you guys for stopping by and tuning in. And y'all stay tuned for my buffalo chicken dip mukbang. Goodbye.